As long as you're completely clear and decided, it's done. It's done. And there's more to the story, of course. But we're just starting with some of these basics. So, but you have to put your full attention on it.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman.
And welcome everybody to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I'm so grateful to be with you again. So we can rock it with Source Spirit. And so today we're here to talk about it's, already done. Already it is done. And what am I talking about? Now, your surface mind that's taking in a lot of law of attraction and is probably just going straight to the idea of, oh, it's this law of assumption and things like that. Yeah, like as if, of course. Yet it's more than that. I have more to bring than just the basic idea of just assume it's done and let it be. Although, honestly, that is almost sufficient in almost every case. But there are things, beyond that, of course. So I want to talk about why it is we don't live as if, and it already is, or just living from the manifestation of what it is we desire and just being in the assumption. So let's talk about that. It has to do, obviously, in part of some kind of disconnection you're having, a self-sabotage or a diversion you're having of your focus or attention in your attention that allows you to keep creating more of the same. So a lot of stuff we've heard before, right? So you keep saying you want the $1 million, but you keep focusing on how you're broke, right? So so instead of assuming, and then you might even take on this idea like, yeah, it's already done. I'm a millionaire. But all day long you keep thinking I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. And then that's what you're manifesting. You're like, okay, but I'm still assuming I'm a millionaire. And then, the real shift in it already being done is when you finally really completely focus entirely on I am a millionaire. And are you going to break off of that and have other thoughts and have other feelings and ideas at times? Yes, you still will be. But when you're only focusing upon in that direction with that kind of fullness and that kind of strong focus on what it is that you are wanting to step into in a state of being level, that I am a millionaire, then as long as you're completely clear and decided, it's done. It's done. And there's more to the story, of course. And we're just starting with some of these basics. So, but you have to put your full attention on it. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate Make Money meditation today. And so I've smiled a lot when I've heard a lot of people lately saying I've interviewed a lot of people and also we've heard from Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, and you know what they say the key to success is? Focus. Yeah, that's the one word. They were asked, those two were asked specifically, I believe. They're probably both maybe they're both in the same meeting, I forget. But they asked them what's in one word, how would you sum up what creates success? And they just used the word focus, which I thought was perfect because that's what I've said, for a long time as well. And I think if you ask most people who have achieved, significant success or a lot of success, probably a lot of them will say that. That's what we were seeing. A lot of people are saying the same things. It takes the focus. I know, like Jack Canfield, just pretty well known author, thought leader, I guess, personal development guy. That he wrote a whole book around focus. So, The Power of Focus, I believe the book is called. And I've got a book here or something like that. I don't know. I think it's called The Power of Focus. Then I've got a book here that's called The Power of Decision, and that's by Raymond Charles Parker. And it's kind of all similar. It's like when you just put your full attention on something, it's got to manifest. It doesn't have any, there's no more oxygen for anything else. So the way I look at it, and this is taken it to further levels now than maybe you typically hear all the surface, same old stuff. The way I look at it is when I really want to manifest something, I have to cut off the oxygen to any other timelines or paths. Okay, so and specifically how we approach this is the nuance on this is important to hear because you'll be like, well, that means just focus more on what you want. And it's that simple. It is, but you could be like, I'm going to get this sale today. I'm going to get this sale today, or I'm going to, I think about like recently playing a pool game and like, okay, I'm going to make this shot. Now I can believe I'm going to make the shot. And I'm focused on making the shot, and I've got all the focus. I'm going to hit the angle right. Everything's going to go right. I can have a sense of belief around it. And then I go to do it, and it's just some little piece of my conscious like, I'm not sure. And then boom, you missed the shot, right? Oh, I thought I believed. Then it lasts, just enough. You're off, right? But when you're like, okay, I am completely focused on this happening. And that's the only thing I'm focused in on. In fact, I'm actively thinking about like I don't know how to put it into words, but I'll try to transmit this to you guys. I'm totally committed to giving I'm 100% in on there's 100% no way this isn't happening. Okay? You catch that? This is important. If you really want to get really good at manifestation, putting 100%, I know it sounds, again, they say counterintuitive, but it really works. You're focused completely on the result happening, but you're also at the same time completely an acknowledgement and focus as much or more sometimes on there's a 0% chance, 100% chance that any other possibility has been eliminated. Then when your consciousness is that clear, I'm making a shot, like in a game or on anything, I'm 100% clear that only the intended outcome is happening. Then, if you're taking a shot with a tennis racket, then it's time to swing your racket now. It's time to take the shot on the pool table. It's time to make the offer. It's time to send out the marketing message because you've made it so clear in the energy that there's only one thing that's happening here, or at least the direction is 1,000,000% clearer because you've cut off all the other energy to all the other pathways. The only thing that can happen is the manifestation because you're saying no to all those other things. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough, and I don't know. I don't know how to do this thing I'm doing. I don't know how to make these offers, or I don't know how to use my gifts. I don't know how to use my spiritual gifts. But you're 100% focused on. I know how to use them. I'm an assumption. It's already done. It already happened, and I've cut off oxygen to any other possibility. I'm not even giving. I guess one of the ways to put it is I'm not even giving the illusion that I'm anything but all intelligence and all power I chance. Therefore, it has no opportunity to leak into my energy, leak into my focus, and therefore take me out of my power, my true potential. So when you do that, then you're going to have tremendous success. And you may say, well, I went to do that and I still flubbed up, because you just need more practice and the more practice you get in practicing what I'm talking about, the more you'll see like every single thing that you're truly desiring, not like, well, let's see, I'm gonna make 1 billion. I'm serious about that. Like forget about it. You're not, like uh, almost none of you there might be one person, someone listening, who knows, is serious about that. But hey, for the rest of almost everybody, there's no way you're serious about that because you could be, but it's not likely something you really care about. So what are you truly wanting to manifest is a key as well. So So yeah, so this is the way of the pathway of being truly an invincible manifester in a sense with what you truly desire and is within the realm of if it's in the realm of your conceivable possibilities, and if it isn't, often it's totally achievable with this technique. But if there's something in your conscious like, I don't have the skill to run a 1 minute mile, nobody's ever done that. So I would say, like on some of that, if you truly had the desire to do something like that's just off the charts, maybe people would say physics say you can't do it, or I would still say you could do it, but the chance of you doing the first time out of the gate is not likely. It's possible, but it's not likely. So you may need to really double down if you're so clear and you're so it's so true that you want this to be true, then you'll find a way to let it happen. So no one thought someone could run a 4 minute mile, right? That's the old story. And then the minute one person did it, like a whole bunch of people did it afterwards. So it's all just our consciousness, and then therefore where our energy is resonating at. So when you come from the place that already is, that it's already done, and reclaim your power away from all the other concepts. Physics says it's not possible. This says it's not possible. The other thing is that says it's not possible. You can do anything. You can do things again, like me taking, older ladies that are like under 5 foot tall and put them in the gym, have them that don't have like, look at their bodies. They're not like, oh, they're short, but they're really stocky and strong. Like, not really. And then have them like be, yeah, leg pressing, but like leg pressing hundreds of pounds, multiple hundreds of pounds, not just one time, but repping out with me pushing against a slide, against the thing that comes out, the deck or whatever, I guess they call it deck. Anyway, but pushing on it with not full force, but with significant force and still repping out. Like, had people do that. One person in particular, I had to do that. And so, yeah, I mean, and the stories, I will fill a book with all these stories at one point because they're just fun stories. Or me just being in a clear state of like I see a man that's like double my size working out on a machine, and I'm just in a clear state. Now, this particular story, I was in a clear state of anger and rage. And so I guess you could say maybe there was adrenaline, but I don't know. I didn't feel like I was like some jacked up adrenaline person at that moment, but I was just like, I kind of commanded the guy off the machine, believe it or not. I am exaggerating slightly about the double, but he is much, much bigger man than I am. And so I kind of commanded him off of his machine. Don't ask me how it works other than when I'm clear, it happens, right? And then I got on the machine and it was, not free weights. It was an actual like machine. And so I went to lift the weight. I didn't adjust it. I didn't even pay it. I didn't care how much weight it was working with. I took it and I slammed the weights to, I slammed, it was, one of those, what do they call it? Fly machines, like where you bring it together in the middle. I took both sides and with seemingly really no effort for me. It's no effort when you're connected. There was no real effort, but there was rage in me. And I just took it and I just slammed the weights, I think 2 or 3 times, maybe, or I forget the exact amount of reps. I just boom, 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 and the machine broke. I mean, like, you know, so it just shows anything's. It just was an example for a fun story later, I guess. I'm not thrilled that the machine, broke, but like my point, even if the machine didn't break, the fact that I was able to do it so effortlessly and like you know, my Clark Kent state would never be doing such things at that level is remarkable. It's so much less the machine breaking, when I'm working on it. And I remember that guy and talking about it after. He said, "What? The machine broke?" Like, like so, like, yeah, it's just one of those things. And so I don't want to get too deep in just that one story because I've also done, not breaking the machine, but I've done feats of, you know, um, impressive strength, I would say, with zero, nothing but the Zen state. I've done a lot of physical performance stuff like that too. So my point is, it's not the rage, is what I'm trying to say. But either way, whether it's rage or Zen state, you're just completely clear. You're you're standing in the infinite power you are, which is just really could just be presence. It doesn't have to be a hepped up thing. There's hepped upness. It's okay. It's not gonna necessarily kill the manifestation. If you're really hepped up and too tense, it might make it 10 times harder. You still may pull it off because you're just so hell bent on a result. I've also experienced that and hurt myself on a tennis court before, but I did win the match. Because there is something to me when I'm like I am not going to lose no matter what. That takes over. Then it's no. I don't know. Often it's, if not every time, when I'm totally clear, it's just over. It's over. Like somehow I'm going to win, even if it's like the other side just starts blowing it. Like they can't, like there's some energy magic to it, right? Or when I was certain I was going to win a tennis tournament when the initial scoreboard didn't show I won, but in the end, when I did all the counting at the end of the season, I still said I won, right? Again, I could go on with this story. There's so many little stories, not like save someone's life or something like that. So they're little in that way. They're just like, but of course there are in terms of like me helping people and healing and things like that and what's possible there. But um, on a physical level, yeah, I didn't like take a car off of somebody like old grandmas do that all the time. It seems like anyway, there's a lot of stories about that. And I don't know. I wouldn't, they say it's adrenaline, but I don't know. Maybe they're employing the principle I'm talking about. Maybe it's adrenaline. I don't know. Maybe we measured, but I'm saying from a Zen state of full connection and full power, those grandmas could do the same thing. They could still lift a car. It's not adrenaline. So this is a deeper power we're talking about. If that's the kind of power you want to be standing in, because you want to be in that energy. You want to be able to summon that energy when you want to. It's not about like, okay, I'm going to control my whole life. I'm going to win everything, or I'm going to, be successful next level way in every single thing all the time. And I'm always using this sort of ability. It's not necessarily about that because you have to also, as a spiritual awakened being, realize there's a place to letting go and letting things be as they are as well, right? So, but if you also want to practice, both states and you want to learn that kind of ability, if, using my simple instructions doesn't feel sufficient enough and you want to access more of that, then I'm definitely a teacher for that. So I do have, an offering in a container where I teach such things to students currently. So it's my Living Heaven on Earth program. And living heaven on earth, just get angry and manifest. So I almost feel like I shouldn't have used that story, but like the majority of what I've manifested was not from anger alone. Sometimes anger was the catalyst, but often many times it was just for fun. Being able to, take a student to a basketball court, go beyond the 3-point line, be off center too, by the way. I'm not like centered, like it's perfectly centered, like I'm totally off center. Throw the ball over my head towards the hoop, and it goes right in the first try. Like because of these principles. So, if you've had these experiences already, let me know about it. Message me, comment here. Let me know about it. I'd love to hear about it. If you want to learn how to use it more, or and also learn energy mastery overall and deepen in your presence and the lightness of your being rather than doing what I've done in the past, which was to try to manifest some things out of pure rage. And I just try to tap into my power, then I'd love to connect with you. So uh, you can uh, you can connect with me over at yoursacredpurpose.com and opt in for the free gift, the free meditate and make money gift that I always talk about that people use to help get connected and manifest more of the energy and downloads they need to manifest the type of business and livelihood they want. You could also connect with me at Daniel John Hanneman on Instagram, and follow me and go ahead and just message me, and that would be a very efficient way to get in connection with me right away. Hey, I listened to that podcast. It sounds really cool. I'd love to learn more about that at least, or something like that. And then I can look to connect with you and support you through a conversation, or maybe I'll tune into your energy a little bit and tell you a little bit of what I see as possible for you with your purpose and your spiritual power and gifts and everything as well. So feel free to reach out to me. So anyway, I'm grateful to share this with you. I've definitely utilized this in collective manifestations, individual manifestations, having better sales months, like, oh, August is never good or December is never good for sale. All these ideas. When I've used this command energy, this whatever you want to call it, I can just create it, I could create the best month I've ever had instead of like, oh, results won't be good, no, best month. And so yeah, I just want you to know it's not just like these cute little vignettes of things in my life. It's also healing. Like people, if I have cancer or have broken bones and or bad physical conditions, or I remember my daughter having a fever and like it was kicking in strong, and I just used this principle to clear it instantly, and her fever was gone like within the hour. Like just the whole thing went away. Like the whole thing went away instantly. Just had a big spike. It just felt horrible. Fever went up. It just went away. So these are like the things that are available to you when you start working with this energy. So that we are the infinite power we are, and get beyond the illusion that we're limited. So there's nothing that can stop this infinite power, nothing that can stop it from doing what it is you're intending. But it takes, I'm giving you, it's a pretty powerful teaching here. Really powerful if you actually go out and start utilizing it. You have to use it with discernment. I will share that here. If you use it to try to just benefit yourself and try to bring ill to others as well, or try to manipulate others, it will harm you. It will harm you in some way, you know. And so I give you a huge warning label on this. So only use it for entertainment purposes, in a sense, and to help fulfill your purpose and to help others, etc. So, all right. All right. So that's basically it. I look forward to sharing more of my stories. I feel like I have an endless bag. I'm sure I have an end to my bag, but I have all these different stories and of things, and I do share them somewhat regularly with my audiences, especially when I'm working with people in my Living Heaven on Earth container and more. So yeah, so if you're interested in really, upping your game as an infinite being as living heaven on earth and using your power and using your spiritual gifts to be of greater contribution to yourself and others and experience such joy and lightness, and perhaps most of you wanting to manifest a livelihood through your gifts as a healer, empath, energy sensitive, then we definitely need to connect. All right. So I look forward to it, and I'm grateful to have shared with you today. Enjoy the love that you are. It's not all about this infinite power thing, but this is one thing that can be of benefit to yourself and others in the world in a huge way. And I pray and I know that you'll experiment and see some new results and enjoy it. And I'm here to help you continue to sharpen and deepen with it as well. All right, lots of love and blessings to you all. Like I always say to each show, keep on tuning in. And we'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till the next time.
For listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.